Gone are the days when only books and written materials were source of learning and knowledge. And it's an established reality. If you want to be good at writing, you should read books, novels, magazines, newspapers, blogs, articles, whatever is written material. But if you want to speak English fluently, then the question is how much listening you should listen, what kind of listening you have to practice, and how many hours you should listen, and what is that condition in which you should not listen too much English. Yes, dear audience, these are all criteria which we are following, which we are going to discuss in this video. And we are going to discover our traditional or orthodox method of teaching English language, in which we have been learning English language through our eyes. That's why we are very good at memorizing grammar rules. We are even better than the native speakers in cramming rules, in grammar rules, pronunciation, each and everything. But when it comes to practice, when it comes to speaking English, we are not good enough. Why? Because our whole focus was on our reading, on our learning through our eyes. What we were learning through our eyes. We were reading the books, we were reading long questions and answers, we were cramming all the things through our eyes. We didn't focus on our listening skills, on our ears. But if you want to be good at your speaking skills, you should listen. You should focus on your listening powers. Because English, if you enter through your ears, through your listening skills, how your language or how your English will be improved dramatically, your pronunciation, your way of expression, how to keep some words silent, and how to stress some words, how to unstress some words, all these things cannot be learned through our eyes. So if you want to speak English better in the correct way, and you want to pronounce the words in a correct order, you want to have your listening skills very powerful. And another thing which I discuss in my videos often is that listening is very important. Listening is super important in your conversation. If your listening skills are not improved, if you can't comprehend, if you can't understand what the other speaker is saying, how can you respond in the best possible manner? And I often quote this example in my videos that just imagine you are in a meeting, you are in a crowd, you are in the classroom, but you can't listen. Your listening ability is not developed. You can't listen. Simply you can't listen. And you are just watching the people. You are just seeing the people. You are just watching what the people are saying, what the people are doing. Just imagine you are in the stage, you can't listen any word. You can't listen any sound. And you are in the classroom. You are a student sitting among the students, and your teacher is delivering a lecture. You can't listen even a single word. And tell me, dear audience, if a teacher raises the question, how can you respond? This is the vitality, this is the significance, and this is the importance of listening. Now, how much do you listen? How much should you listen? What kind of listening is important? If you want to be good at English, you should listen English songs, English movies. Expose yourself to English as much as you can. But there is one condition in which I think that don't spend too much time on listening. Don't listen too much English. When you just listen and you are bored and you can't comprehend, you can't understand what is being said, what is being there, and you are not listening You are just not comprehending, you are just not understanding what is being said. There is the condition that you should not listen. Always listen what is comprehensible input. Now, what is comprehensible input? Comprehensible input is that information which you comprehend or which you can understand easily. If you are just passive listener, if you are just listening something, if you are just listening and listening something, but you are not understanding, then I say that don't listen too much in English. Because if listening is important for your speaking skills, if English enters through your ears, then it is also important to know that either you are understanding what you are listening, but if you are not understanding what you are listening, then don't listen too much English. But if you listen a lot of English, this is the importance of listening. If you listen a lot of English, your brain automatically think in English, your mouth will automatically speak in English, produce sentences in English spontaneously, and there will be the natural overflow of powerful words in English language. You are not searching for the words are searching for you. Words are crowded in your brain, and your mouth is spontaneously, naturally producing the words, and you are not thinking. There is no trouble, because I think that listening is the key. You should listen a lot. Listen whatever is in front of you, whether these are the songs, these are the stories, these are the movies, these are the podcasts, these are the news, each and everything you should listen. But be careful. If you are listening just for the sake of listening without understanding, that listening is not significant for you, that listening is not valuable for you, so you should discard that kind of listening. So in that condition only I say don't listen too much in English. Otherwise, listening is important. Listening is fundamental rule to develop your speaking skills. If writing is important, if for writing reading is important, for speaking good listening is important. Good listening is important to inculcate in yourself, to inhale in yourself natural process of vocabulary, expression, grammar. Because if you are listening, you are mastering grammar, you are mastering vocabulary and expressions, slangs and other phrases spontaneously, automatically, naturally, without memorizing. And I am against the memorization and cramming of rules and grammar and vocabulary, because we can cram, but then the problem rises where to use, because we are not following the natural order. We are not learning English through as native English speaker is learning English. They are learning English as a child. They are inhaling English. They are not cramming the words. They are learning English through stories, through visuals, not through cramming. So listening is important, listening is fundamental, listening is significant. But you should be very careful that if you are not understanding, if you are just listening for the sake of listening, then these are only sounds. And sounds are not helpful for you. There are so many sounds which we hear, which we listen during the day, but those sounds are not valuable for you. So stop listening if you are listening for the sake of listening. Then too much listening in English is dangerous for you. So I hope that you have got the idea how much in English you should listen and where you should not listen too much English. With this positive note, we end this video. Till the next video, stay happy, stay blessed. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.